Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Jack Silkstone. So today is a very exciting day because I'm going to be operating one of the newest and arguably best roller coasters in the United Kingdom. And that ride is of course Wickerman, which was built at the Alton Towers Resort in 2018. And normally the people that operate rides such as Wickerman and these other big roller coasters have to go through many hours of training and reading up all of the safety protocols for the ride. However, today I'm going to be operating Wickerman with none of that experience, and I'm going to show you guys how you can also do the same. But first of all, I'm going to go and put on my brand new Alton Towers uniform. There we go, guys. Got the beautiful red Alton Towers fleecy on with my name badge, and definitely not a Fort Park lanyard, definitely an Alton Towers one. And I've got my little subspecies pin badge over here. I think I definitely look the part. So now we're going to log onto a website which I'm very fond with called Ride Sims 2.0. For those of you guys that have watched this channel before, you know that I have a great relationship with the people that run Ride Sims. It's an absolutely fantastic website that basically allows you to operate some of the world's coolest rides. Like, as you can see, they are all unofficial simulations. We've got a ton of different rides that I'm sure many of you will recognise, some of which don't even exist anymore, like Ripsaw. That's obviously gone from Alton Towers now. But yeah, it gives you the chance to operate all of these. And because I have got such a great relationship with Ride Sims, I've worked with them on many videos in the past, they have essentially given me access to the beta program, which you can also become a part of if you become a Patreon of Ride Sims. That link will be down in the description. But yeah, this essentially allows you access to the beta tests, and the only one that's currently available for Ride Sims is Wickerman. So today we're going to be operating that. It is an easy sim, so it's not the most complicated of ones to do. However, I'm going to be showing you guys just how you go about operating it, and hopefully I'll be able to get a nice good throughput for it. So yeah, let's go. So immediately when the sim loads up, you get your initial manual keyboard commands, and this is obviously how you're going to go about operating the ride. You've got the gates, how you dispatch a train, you've got the pre-show, e-stop, just in case anything goes wrong, you can immediately stop the ride, it will stop at the next block section. You've got the restraint, check and unlock, and then you've got the fast lane peeps and main queue peeps. So you're essentially doing all of the jobs for this ride. You're starting the pre-show, you're letting the main queue merge in with the fast track queue, you're opening the gates, you're checking the restraints, you're doing everything. So you know, it is quite an intense game, but it's definitely a lot of fun. So as you can see here, we've got the beautiful Wickerman layout. We've got two different views in this sim. So we've got this nice zoomed out one where you can see the entire track layout, and then if you click this, you've got a nice zoomed in view of the station area itself. Next to that, we've got the mech. So this is just talking about how well the trains are running. So the longer you play this game, obviously the more prone it will be to breaking down, and you'll obviously have to deal with those breakdowns. Next to that, we've got options where you can just change different settings. A cool thing in this setting is definitely the show lights. You can, you know, actually turn on the lights within the station area, and then you can play this game with no breakdowns if you want, and the same with sound. So yeah, really cool stuff. So we're going to start off by activating the power so we can actually begin to operate. So we'll get the power turned on, and as you can see, we get a few more options. When this ride starts, you obviously have to reset the e-stop just so you can engage the system. As you can see, it is very realistic. Like, the people that design this game, I know for a fact, are working in the industry, so they know exactly how these rides work. And when creating these sims, you know, they've tried to be as accurate to real life as possible. So it's such a sick thing, and especially as it's free to play the majority of these sims, it's insane. Right, so now we're going to choose if we want to operate in maintenance or normal mode. I'm going to start off in maintenance mode just so I can send a few trains around before we get the guests in. So we're going to go onto maintenance, and as you can see here, we've got the different block sections for the ride. So essentially, for those of you that don't know how real roller coasters operate, there will be different block sections where if something goes wrong, an operator can hit the e-stop and the ride will then stop on a block section, and another train won't be able to carry on into that same block section if a train is currently there. So it's a bit complex, but you don't necessarily need to know this to play the game. As you can see, we've got all of the different blocks here, and we're just going to turn them all on. And then we're going to hide these so that we can operate. And that's essentially all of the setting up we need to do for this sim, because now, just by pressing the space button, I can actually dispatch my first train. It is the first train of the day, so the restraints have already been locked and everything. We are currently running one train, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to head into the transfer, and just by turning off the D switch, I'm able to add another train from the maintenance space. So obviously, the more trains you have running on a ride, the better the throughput is. You know, Fort Park used to get a lot of stick back in the day for running their coasters one train. They've got a lot better with that recently, to be fair. So we're going to add in all 3 trains. We might as well, just to keep the throughput as good as possible. As you can see, we've even got like the tunnel effects. Like, the people that have designed this sim, they've put in as much detail as possible. It's so sick. It even slows down when it goes into the station, just like Wickerman actually does. You know what, we're going to add in the other train as well, just so that we can get that throughput as high as possible. If we zoom out, you'll see the coaster is just going down its first drop, and it's just completing the layout. We're going to add in that train right there. And with normal coasters, you know, you would test it multiple times before the park opens for the day. I'm not actually going to do that, just because I'm not going to bore you guys. We're just going to get it open as soon as possible. But in real life, you'd be sending around a lot of test cars in the morning just to see if there are any problems before you open to the public. But we are just going to open straight away. We've got a fast track lane and a standby lane. Obviously, the standby lane, if you have rode Wickerman before, is over here, and the fast track is down here. Right, so as you can see, they're now in the kind of pre-show area, and that train that we sent initially has just returned into the station. We are just going to dispatch our second train, just so that we can start getting the cycle going. 2 people have just joined the fast track lane, so we're going to swap over to them and let those in. As I said, you really do control every aspect of this ride, so you've always got to be keeping an eye on which queue line is getting the biggest queue, and you've got to change which one you're selecting accordingly. As you can see, our train has just stopped on the lift hill, so if we go into our mech, a breakdown has been detected. So what we're going to do, we're going to e-stop the ride right there. I don't know if you're supposed to do this, like, there's probably some ride operators hating me right now, but that's the way I'm playing it. So we're just going to reset this e-stop. But just hitting that e-stop is, you know, nothing's going to go wrong if you're doing that. So we're just going to do that. And we'll put it into maintenance mode, just because there's no guests on it. So we just want to call the mech and see what the problem is. Okay, so it looks like the lift hill needs to be restarted. Reactivate the lift to return to normal operation. Okay, so to do that, we obviously go into our block section, and we're just going to hit the lift, and that's going to carry that on. We're also going to turn on all of the other blocks, which automatically turned off because we hit that e-stop. But I think we're all good now, so we're going to head back into normal operation mode. The lights dim in the station area, and I think we can let in our first group into the pre-show. So there they go. And as you can see, we have got a bit of a fast track line build up, so we are just going to let some of those people in right now. And we're going to start the pre-show. Pre-show for Wickerman, I have to say, is one of my favourite pre-shows in the world. I've done pre-shows in Disney parks and Universal parks, but I have to say Wickerman is genuinely mind-blowing every time I do it. We're going to head back to the standby queue, let some of those people in. And meanwhile in the station, we're just going to let that third train go, just so that all 3 trains have had a little test run in the morning. But yeah, what do you guys think of Wickerman? It's definitely, in my opinion, one of the best coasters in the UK. I think it's a lot of fun. It's more of a family coaster, but it certainly is a great ride. You get some great forces, especially on that first drop and into the first little curved section. Right, so that first train that we sent out this morning has now returned, so we're going to lift up the restraints for that, And to be honest, I'm just going to wait for this group to come from the pre-show so that they can just jump straight onto a train. As you can see, that second train is just returning into the station. And we've got 3 peeps in the fast lane, so I'm just going to let those through. As you can see, the first guests of the day are now heading out of the pre-show and into the station. So, you know, whoever got to the ride first, they're going to be able to ride front row. Lucky them. And meanwhile, our big other train is just running around the ride. We've got a very small queue today. It must be a quiet day, and we might as well let our next group into the pre-show. And we're going to open our gates for our first guest of the day to board the train, and then we're going to close those gates. Just takes a while, obviously, because some guests get onto a train slower, so we've got to allow for that. And meanwhile, we can start our show and close our gates. And then we can have a little restraint check. So obviously our host will now be checking the restraints, checking everyone's secured in. Running very smoothly this morning. We haven't got a queue build up or anything, so everything's going well. And we are ready to dispatch the first public train of the day, so let's go. As they leave the station, the next train should be ready to go straight in. So yeah, we're just going to get the restraints up on this second public train of the day. The whole train isn't even full, like the back 2 rows are open, that's peak. Because in my opinion, it's back row or nothing really on Wickerman. Like, that's by far my favourite seat on the ride. And there we go. We're going to dispatch nearly full train, but not quite. Just as the next group comes in from the pre-show, we're going to close the gate right now and get those restraints checked, and we'll be ready to dispatch the second train. So yeah, as I said, RideTims is a fantastic website, and in my opinion, it's just a great way to like kill some boredom really. Dispatch that train right there. If you've got like a half an hour to an hour free, it's just a really fun website that you can just jump on. As I said, it's completely free. And there's such a big variety of sims that you can choose. Like, they're not all coasters. What's going on in... Oh, okay, so we are stacking a little bit. That was my bad. I shouldn't have been talking so much. As soon as we get these gates closed, this pre-show will be able to empty out. There we go. And then we'll get the gates, restraints down. And as I said, the pre-show is now clear. So we'll be able to get the next batch in there, dispatch this train and open the load doors. Luckily, we still haven't built up much of a queue, so it's not the end of the world. But if that was to happen, well, that does happen in real life, because obviously there is sometimes a bit of a backlog where you can't leave the pre-show room until a few trains dispatch. So yeah, it's a super realistic game and it's a lot of fun. Gonna let some of the fast trackers in just because they've probably been waiting there a while. Close those gates and then get the restraints checked. As you can see in the top right corner, I hope you can see it, I hope my face cam isn't in the way, but that is a score that I'm currently on, and you obviously get points for however many trains you dispatch and stuff like that. So we're going to dispatch this train right now, and you can of course compete to try and be the best operator of your favourite ride. It's a lot of fun. I know Luca, if you watch the recent launch podcast episode, he's very excited about still being on the Taran leaderboard. So if any of you can beat him and get him off the Taran leaderboard for throughput, I would absolutely be over the moon, because he doesn't shut up about it. Oh, so we just have had a little bit of a breakdown, so I'm going to hit the E-stop as always. I don't know if you have to do that, but it's the way I play it, so I'm just going to carry on doing it. What's the mech saying? E-stop engage. I don't actually... We're going to call the mech, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to tell me to reset. I just want to see what's going to happen though. Looks like the lift hill needs to be restarted. We're having a lot of trouble with the lift hill today. Reactivate the lift to return to normal operation. Thank you very much, mechanic. Can do that. So we're going to reset the system and we'll get that lift hill up and going. Oh, I did say I'd alert the guests. Let's grab my microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Wickerman surrounding area, unfortunately Wickerman has currently ceased operation. We're going to hope to get the ride up and running as soon as possible. I'm going to switch to maintenance mode and we're going to reactivate the lift hill. And at this point, hopefully everyone in the queue line will be cheering because the ride's gone back up. And we'll return to normal operations. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Wickerman station and surrounding area, Wickerman has returned to normal operation. Thank you for your patience. Yikes, I am such a loser. I don't even care though, because it's fun at the end of the day. So yeah, that is essentially just the main gist of this ride sim. As I said, it's not currently available on the website unless you do support their Patreon, which, as I said, the link is down below in the description, as well as the website itself. So if you do want to play the Wickerman sim right now, then you can absolutely do that. But otherwise, as I said, they've got loads of other sims to play. They're all free, so you can go and do that. Presuming this beta goes well and everything, they will be releasing this Wickerman sim at some point. I don't have any idea on the time frame, but it will come out at some point, hopefully. So, you know, get excited for that. Play some of the other sims so you're used to the website, I'd suggest, and then obviously you'll be able to absolutely smash this Wickerman sim and get onto the leaderboards, hopefully. I think if we have a look, we'll dispatch this train, and if we have a look down, I am currently actually on the oh no, I'm not. Oh my god, I've just been baited so hard. I thought I was on the top 5 and throughput leaderboards, but I'm not. I'm 43rd for the throughputs and 35th for the top 5 scores. As you can see, people go in pretty hard. Like, they must have grinded to get these scores. I mean, Allgood's got a throughput of 931, so fair play to him. And as soon as this sim comes out, I'd suggest trying to get him off there, because I can picture his little smug face. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today as I showed you the brand new Wickerman sim, which is hopefully coming to Ride Sims fairly soon. And yeah, otherwise, thank you very much for watching this video, everyone. If you did enjoy it, please leave a thumbs up, because it really does help out the channel. And of course, be sure to subscribe to be notified when I upload future videos. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Jack Silkstone. Goodbye.
Hey, nah, I ain't feeling that. You never proved me back. You never did jack. Hold that. I think I'm waved, but I'm definitely not sure. I'm never washed up. I know I got more. Painting pictures with words. Top drawer. Trying to find a middle ground is a lost cause. Yeah.